It all started when I was born into this world. Right away, doctors noticed my skin was different, covered in big dark spots and rough patches. Even though everyone in the hospital seemed surprised and called me ugly, my mom never left my side. She held me tight and decided to raise me like any other kid, filled with love and care. Hey there, my name is Evangeline, and this is my story of how I learned to find my true beauty. Before we continue, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you. From the earliest days I can remember, bullying was a constant shadow that loomed over me. It started in elementary school, the moment my classmates noticed something different about my skin. They didn't understand, and what people don't understand, they often fear or make fun of it. The playground became a battleground where words like arrows were aimed at my heart. Monster, freak, ugly. Each name was a reminder that I didn't fit in. It wasn't just the children. Sometimes their ignorance was echoed in the silence of adults who didn't know how to intervene. This pattern of bullying wasn't confined to a phase or a grade. It followed me year after year, evolving but never ceasing. It was during these formative years that I learned to build walls around myself, believing if I didn't let anyone in, the words couldn't hurt me. But they did, deeply. It was a lonely existence, marked by whispers and laughter that seemed to find me in every corner of every room. But let me take you back a bit further, to where my story truly begins. I was born with a rare skin condition. Doctors told my parents it was something called congenital melanocytic nevus. It meant that large portions of my skin were covered in dark mole, like patches. They said it was harmless, medically speaking, but they couldn't cure it. They couldn't foresee the emotional toll it would take on a young girl growing up in a world that worshipped flawless beauty. I've always known I wasn't like other kids. My skin was covered in large, dark patches and uneven textures that no amount of makeup could ever conceal. Growing up, I was all too familiar with the stares, the whispers, and the cruel nicknames. Though that all didn't let me down. I remember my first day of high school as if it were yesterday. I walked through those double doors, feeling every eye on me. There goes Patchy, they'd whisper, thinking I couldn't hear. But I heard. I always did. It was a small town, and in a small town, news travels fast, especially news about the girl whose face could scare away any chance at fitting in. My childhood was a blur of dermatologist visits, experimental treatments, and an endless quest for something, anything, that might make me look normal. My parents were my rock. They showered me with love and support, telling me every day that I was beautiful just the way I was. But when you're a kid, all you want is to fit in, to be like everyone else. And I was far from that. Fast forward to high school, a time when looks seemed to matter more than anything else. I tried to hide behind baggy clothes and books, burying myself in studies and avoiding social situations like the plague. But high school is a jungle, and it wasn't long before I caught the attention of the queen bee, Madison.
"Hey, Patchy, forgot your mask at home."
She'd sneer, her posse of clones giggling behind her. I'd lower my eyes, wishing I could disappear into the floor. Every day was a battle to muster the courage to face the world, to face Madison and her relentless taunts. But among the darkness, there was a light. His name was Lucas. Lucas wasn't like the other people. He had a kindness in his eyes, a genuine smile that didn't pity me, but saw past my exterior. We shared a few classes, and over time, we became friends. He was the first person outside my family who made me feel seen, truly seen, for who I was on the inside.
Evangeline, why do you always hide in the shadows? You're smarter and kinder than most people here. Don't let them define you.
Lucas grew up in the same small town as me, but his challenges were of a different nature. His family struggled financially, which meant he often wore hand-me-downs and worked part-time jobs to help out at home from a young age. This reality set him apart from many of our peers, giving him a sense of empathy and understanding that was rare. Despite these struggles, Lucas excelled academically and was always willing to lend a hand or an ear to those in need. His kindness wasn't born out of naivety. It was a conscious choice shaped by his own experiences of feeling left out and undervalued. He knew what it was to be judged for circumstances beyond his control, and perhaps that's why he could see beyond mine. Spending extra time with him and encouraged by Lucas's support, I started to come out of my shell. I joined the debate team, something I'd always wanted to do but never had the courage to try. To my surprise, I was good at it, really good. My confidence was improving, not from my appearance, but from my achievements, my talents, my passions. It wasn't easy. There were days when the stares and whispers would get to me, when I'd lock myself in my room crying, wishing I could just be someone else. My face would change and I could be prettier. But with each passing day, those moments became less frequent. I began to realize that beauty wasn't just skin deep, that it came from within, from the way you treat others, from the compassion in your heart, from the strength to overcome adversity. One day, Lucas and I were working on a project together at the library when Madison and her minions walked in. I braced myself for the usual onslaught of insults, but this time was different.
Still hanging out with losers, Lucas. I thought you had better taste.
I took a deep breath, looked Madison straight in the eye, and for the first time, I spoke up. You know, Madison, I feel sorry for you. You're so caught up in appearances that you can't see the real beauty in people. I may not fit your narrow definition of beauty, but I am beautiful in ways you could never understand. The room fell silent. Madison, taken aback, had no comeback. She huffed and stormed out, her minions trailing behind her. Lucas gave me a proud smile.
That was amazing, Evangeline. Truly amazing.
That day, standing up to Madison was a pivotal moment for me. I came to understand that my value wasn't tied to how I looked or what others said about me. My true worth was rooted in my bravery, my intelligence, and my compassion. My parents were also proud that I was finally showing my full potential and wasn't the scared little girl I was before. I became a successor in their eyes. Time went on, and I kept on evolving, learning to fully embrace what made me unique. After high school, I took the next big leap into college, where I chased my dreams with relentless passion. College was a whole new world, one that valued diversity and celebrated every individual's uniqueness. Here, I found a community that didn't just accept me. They celebrated me. There were so many people like me. I wasn't all alone for the first time in my life. This experience taught me to love myself, my skin, my story, every part of me. But my journey didn't just stop with self-acceptance. The countless visits to doctors and specialists throughout my life finally led to a breakthrough. A new treatment was introduced, one that significantly reduced the visibility of my patches. It wasn't about erasing my past or changing who I was. It was about giving me a choice I never thought I'd have. This wasn't a cure because I didn't need one to see my worth or beauty. But it was a victory, a testament to how far I'd come and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. This new treatment saved many like me from being abused. I was glad there was finally a cure. Now I stand before you, sharing my tale not just as a story of struggle, but as one of triumph and hope. To anyone feeling misplaced, bullied, or doubting their value, know that your beauty transcends physical appearances. It's about defying the conventional, breaking free from societal molds, and letting the light within you shine brightly. That light, that unquenchable spirit, is what truly defines beauty. Beauty is more than what meets the eye. It's the essence of who you are, the kindness you share, and the love you spread. It's about feeling comfortable in your skin and owning your story. And me. My name is Evangeline, and I've discovered the beauty that resides within me, a beauty that's both seen and unseen. And guess what? That same beauty lives within you too. During this journey, I reconnected with Lucas, whose friendship had always been a beacon of hope for me. Seeing him again reminded me of the days when I felt alone in the crowd. Lucas, ever the kind soul, had ventured far in his life, yet he remained the supportive friend I remembered. Our union was a sweet affirmation of how much we both had changed, yet how some bonds remain constant. On the other hand, Madison's path took a different turn. Once the queen bee of our high school, life handed her a set of her own challenges, teaching her lessons in humility and empathy. It's strange how time can alter the course of lives, bringing unexpected twists. Hearing about her struggles, I couldn't help but feel a sense of compassion. It was a reminder that everyone has their battles, some just more visible than others. I hope you enjoyed my story. Please consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear it. And please leave a comment below. Together, we can spread a message of love, acceptance, and inner beauty. Thank you for watching and take care. 3,